throat's all clogged right now. Phlegm.
Sorry, dog. Didn't scare you.
Today on the Sick Beer Chasers,
Today on the Mucinex Chasers,
I get some Mucinex.
John and I sample 4 different brands of Mucinex.
I got the decongestant.
I've got the max strength, and let me tell you, woo! Am I f***ed up?
Beer is good! Beer is good! Beer is good! It's up!
What's going on, everybody? Welcome to this episode of the Beer Chasers.
Today we're going to be drinking some beers from the Allagash Brewery. Got 4 total, 2 this episode, 2 next episode. Tell them how we got started on this.
Yeah, so basically, John and I were talking one day about some breweries and beers we'd had on our travels that we couldn't get in Florida, and Allagash is one of the names that came up.
Yeah, and then I found a guy who wanted to trade the Allagash Odyssey for some local Florida beers, and I think it kind of took off from there, man.
Yeah, so since John had one, I went out and searched for 3 more, found SonomaWines.com could ship some down, so I picked up 3 more. So 5 days later, 35 bucks in shipping, here we are.
Yeah, man.
So now we got that out of the way, just talk a little bit about the brewery, and then we can drink some beer. So Allagash Brewery started in 1995 by a man named Rob Todd in a small space on the outskirts of Portland, Maine. Rob recognized that while craft beer was kind of getting big at that time, he couldn't find some of the Belgian stuff he'd found in his travels.
Yeah, so he designed a 15-barrel brew house, and that's where he made the very first beer, the Allagash White. And that was pretty successful, so he needed some more help. He hired his very first employee, the second one from Allagash, and that's where they made the double.
Yeah, so 19 years later, they've got 6 annual brews that they do all the time. They've got 7 seasonals, and they even do some oak age and some one-off stuff.
Yeah, man, getting excited for this.
All right, so with that out of the way, let's go ahead and drink some beer. So first up is going to be the Allagash White. Allagash White is Allagash's interpretation of a traditional Belgian wheat beer. The beer is brewed with a generous portion of wheat and spiced with coriander and Caracal orange peel. The beer is stated to be fruity, refreshing, and slightly cloudy in appearance. It has an ABV of 5%, an IBU of 13. Beer Advocate rates it at 93, Rate Beer rates it at 94. Alright, so here we have the Allagash White. So this is the first beer that Allagash ever brewed.
Alright, man, it's got some pretty good ratings, I think, in the 90s. So looking forward to it. Go to the rating scale. Appearance, it's got, I mean, it looks like a wit beer to me. It's a
cloudy.
little, yeah, very cloudy. A little darker, I guess, but it's pretty much spot on. I mean, I didn't think it had as much head as it should have had, though. I'm thinking a point or 2 on that. And it's just darker than a normal wit beer. And so I guess 3.5 for that, because I think that, you know, that offsets it a little bit.
Okay.
I'm going to go for the nose. I smell a lot of coriander, orange zest, lemon. I know it doesn't have any lemon, but I definitely get lemon smell.
Smell a little bit of sweet.
Yeah, a little vanilla, I was thinking. I don't know if that one actually said it had vanilla, but yeah, the sweetness and the coriander are the 2 biggest pronounced in there. It's pretty tasty. It smells pretty nice, though. It's very inviting.
Now that I've brewed a bunch of wheat, I can smell the wheat malt too, for sure.
Yeah, there's a lot of variety in the malts there too. I really like the smell of this one.
This one's good. Not super pungent.
Yeah.
I think I would like it to smell a little stronger. But
yeah. I'm going to give it a 4. It's pretty nice. I'm excited to taste it, especially for the first Allagash.
Yeah.
20-something years, or almost 20 years. There you go. Cheers.
There's a lot more coriander and orange than the smell gives.
It's a little flat, though, in flavor. I mean, it's got flavor, but I guess because I've had so many wits and, like, you know, the Hoegaarden, St. Bernardus, a lot of the other ones to compare to, and I mean, it's a super old, it's pretty old for beer, you know, I mean, it's for this style.
The coriander hits you. I mean, you can definitely taste the coriander. The sweet kind of comes
Yeah.
secondary, but again, it's not super pungent. Like the coriander definitely takes over on this one.
Yeah, it's off. I like it, but I just like other ones better. I think it runs middle of the road for wit, so I'm gonna give it a 3. It's tasty, but it's just I would choose another one almost. You know, at least 3 more off the top of my head I can think of.
Your favorite's Bernardus?
St. Bernardus, the Hoegaarden, and then the third one I can't think of which one I would choose, but there's a couple up there. I guess Whitaker maybe.
Whitaker's my favorite.
Yeah, those are all I think better than this one.
I'd agree. What about the mouthfeel? What do you think?
I do like the mouthfeel a lot. I'm going to go one more taste just to be absolutely sure. It's well carbonated. It coats the mouth really well. I actually have bubbles that stay on the tongue, which is nice and refreshing. I would love to drink this beer on like a beach or somewhere warm.
Yeah.
It's really refreshing, man. This came back from Mexico. I would drink this any day. What a Mexican beer I got there. I like the mouthfeel quite a bit, though. I think it's one of the redeeming factors. I give that a 5, actually. It's got really nice mouthfeel for a wheat beer.
Okay, we got 4, some 3s, a 5, or so.
Yeah, something like 3.5. I'd
3.5?
say 3.5, 4, maybe, depending on what the average is. They can figure it out.
Okay.
So it's solid. Not the best I've ever had. There's better, but I would drink it for sure again.
It's burpy. Gotta be burpy.
Yeah, I'm burping already too.
As we typically do, I'm going to give this one probably a 7, kind of doubling what your score is. It doesn't always work like that, but it seems to most of the time. The coriander kind of orange hits you a little too much over the head. I do like that they're sweet in there, but it just doesn't seem balanced. Like they're not really together very well. You get one, and you kind of get the other. They both taste nice, but if they could get it somehow melded a little better together, I think that would be a little higher rated. So I'm going to give this a 7 out of 10. Nothing terrible, definitely better than a lot of beer out there. But I like the Whitaker better. Probably the Bernardus better than this one. But hey, really, really great first attempt at a beer for 1995. Yeah, this is probably blowing minds.
That's pretty solid, man.
So there you go. All right, so coming up next is the Triple Reserve.
Triple Reserve is a strong golden ale marked by passion fruit and herbal notes in the aroma, with suggestions of banana and honey in the complex palate. The Triple Reserve is stated to have a remarkably long and smooth finish. It has an ABV of 9%, an IBU of 20. Beer Advocate rates it at 93, Rate Beer rates it at 99.
Alright, so here we have the Triple Reserve by Allagash.
Alright, man. I love triple, so hopefully this one lives up to the standards. Appearance-wise, I love the color of it. It's really orange and cloudy. I'm not sure what the standard for triples is, but I really like orange, the darker colored ones, personally.
I think generally they're a little more golden and lighter, but I mean, I've definitely seen them this color before.
Yeah. And the head is what it should be. I mean, it's still lingering after a few minutes of pouring it. Yeah. It's really, it's not exactly
fluffy,
white.
And fluffy.
Yeah, it's like the wall here, where it's like a slightly khaki-ish, which I think that's a good sign. Got a massive amount of carbonation. It's just streaming up the sides there. I'm gonna get a 4 out of 5 because I think traditionally they should be a little lighter. So a 4 out of 5 for me there. Now for the nose. I smell some kind of fruit is the first thing, then the spice
yeah, definitely.
is defined by passion fruit, but I smell sort of a star fruit or something like that, but I go with passion fruit. It smells pleasant though. I like it.
Don't really catch any coriander. Nothing like that wit. You would think you'd get some of that coriander to drink in that one, but this one kind of mellowed the coriander out.
Yeah, I think the spice is coming from the yeast, which is a better spice to have in my opinion for a triple. That's sort of one of the characteristics. Man, let me give one more whiff. I would like a little bit stronger. Most triples, that's one of the fine characteristics when you smell. It's like, whoa, it's a triple.
Yeah.
It's a little subdued, maybe because his head's lingering, but I'm gonna give it another 4. It smells nice, but I would like a little more power to it. So after the taste.
Cheers.
Cheers. Interesting.
It's kind of a late bloomer.
I don't know where to start. Yeah. I'm gonna take another drink while you talk.
Yeah, I mean it's weird. Usually the triple you get it up front. You know you're drinking a triple, and this one kind of goes down. And you have to kind of give it a second. There's a little bit of booziness.
Yeah.
I think it was 9%. So I mean, you can definitely taste the booze in this one. It's not hidden too well.
Yeah.
And again, like that triple flavor just isn't up front.
It's subdued for sure. It has like the spice there, but again, it's not as much as I want it to be. I taste a slight honey sweetness to it, that like sort of dry honeyness, which is okay. I think some triples do it. I personally like that in other beers, maybe not so much the triple. The taste is, I'm gonna give it 2.5. It's a weird rating. It's not standoutish at all. I've had so many better triples, like your Glace Fin du Monde, even New Belgians I think was better. I just think it runs middle of the road. I'm not sure when they made it, but I just think, man, I had a really good host of this beer. It's already, the mouth, we'll see what happens to the mouthfeel, but yeah, I think the taste is just lacking kind of every way a triple needs to stand out in. So, I'm gonna give it more taste. And I don't know, maybe it's that honey that's throwing me off. It's not bad.
It could be.
It's just bland, runs flatline.
Yeah, it tastes boozy. You can definitely get, like they said, maybe that's from the honey, that sweetness, and the yeast converting that sugar into that alcohol. It's very booze heavy, which again isn't a bad thing if you like that. But generally, in beer, you kind of want it hidden. It's kind of those ones like, wow, this is 10%.
Especially Belgian beers. Belgian beers are known for never being outstandish with the booze. So 2.5 for me on that one. The mouthfeel is a little bit better, and that's kind of, I guess, a running chain so far. is the mouthfeel is nice. It's carbonated, as we saw, lots of carbonation. It coats it really well. The spice is on the tongue. I can actually have the spice I feel on the tongue. It's a nice mouthfeel. Again, nothing better than I've had better mouthfeel from other ones too. I'm gonna give this a 3 for the mouthfeel as well. It's just again, I want more of everything it should have.
Yeah.
So
overall, how do you want to kind of rank this one?
Well, I give it a 4. Was it my first one?
Yeah.
So 4, 3, 2.5, and a 3. I'd say a 3. It runs it probably right in the middle there. It's an average triple. I probably wouldn't buy it again, especially not for how much you pay for shipping.
Yeah.
But you know, it's the luck of the draw sometimes with these. You know, and it's a solid beer. It's just again, I've had better triples, and I drink quite a bit. So at least they didn't put licorice in it.
Yeah, exactly. and that's half the fun, right? Is trying them out.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, sometimes you get a winner, sometimes you get a 0. But I mean,
yeah,
I'm kind of struggling with this one too because it's not gross, and I don't want to rate it too low. You know, I'll go with a 7 again. You know, kind of.
Yeah.
It's above average, again, better than Budweiser and Heineken all day long, but I've definitely had better triples out there.
Yeah, I would actually rank this one of the worst triples I've ever had. I'm not going to say that's a bad thing because almost every triple is really amazing.
Yeah.
It's just, of the ones I've had, I'm thinking about probably 10 off the top of my head, it falls in lower amounts.
Okay.
But again, it's a 3 out of 5. That's not a bad beer, just,
yeah.
I don't know, I'd pay over $10 for it.
Yeah, I just haven't had enough triples to be able to say that kind of rating. Again, I'll just give it, out of an average of 10. I think, if you follow the beers I like, it's definitely got some of the sweetness. It's a Belgian, it's strong, it's flavorful, it's just not as flavorful as some of the other Belgians I had. So 7, slightly above average, but nothing outstanding, a little underwhelming, but it's luck of the draw sometimes.
Yeah,
so there you go, that's the Triple Reserve. Alright, so those tastings complete. That's going to wrap up part 1 of the Allagash tasting special.
Yeah, man, some real interesting stuff today. We had the wheat, which a little heavy on the coriander. Not the best wit beer I've ever had by far. Not the worst though. I mean, it runs average, just like a triple. Not terrible. I'd get it again if it was on draft. Probably not pay the shipping prices, however. So overall, I had a good time still.
Yeah. And then we had the Triple Reserve, which again kind of fell flat. A little heavy on the booze.
Yeah.
Just wasn't the best triple I've had. And definitely not the best triple you've had.
Yeah, man. I still had the heat on my top of my mouth from that triple, which it's not a factor I really want in the beer.
Alright, so like we mentioned, this is part 1. Coming up on the next episode when you see us, we're going to be drinking 2 more Allagash beers. Hopefully a little better than these last 2, but hey, sometimes that's the luck of the draw.
Yeah, man.
Anyways, I'm Preston, this is John, we're the Beer Chasers, we'll see you later.
Beer is good, beer is good, beer is good. And stop! Beer is good, beer is good, beer is good. Let's go drink some